Hello everyone, I'm Kat. Welcome to my channel, Cosmic Metamorphosis. It's a mouthful to say, I know, but I chose that name because everything in our cosmos is going under changes into better changes. So that's what I thought I would name my channel, Metamorphosis, because we are truly coming out as changed beings. So anyway, thank you for tuning in today. This is my third try. I started an hour and a half ago, I think, and twice my computer was having problems. So this is my third try on this. Anyways, I would love to be doing this outside because it's a gorgeous day where I am. The sky is blue, 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 not a cloud in the sky, and it's gorgeous, but I have lots of traffic behind my house. Not lots, but we get those people that think they can speed up and down the back street, and then you wouldn't be able to hear me. And then somebody else left their little dog outside, and it's been barking all morning. So anyway, lots of things going on this week. Lots of volcanoes going off all of a sudden. So the Ring of Fire is very active. Today is the last day of September. So we're headed into October 1st tomorrow, which is Red October. If you follow this back channel, letter 17. Lots of things going on, lots of things going to be happening. I'm assuming there's going to be a financial market crash is coming. More people losing their jobs. I think we're going to be at a point where, yeah, people are going to be marching in the streets. People aren't going to be able to afford to pay their bills. How do you do that when you don't have a job and possibly the government is shutting down. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on. So I might even have to go back to work in the 3D world, which I really don't want to do. But I have to make a house payment. So I don't want my house foreclosed on. So anyway, enough about that. So in the last couple videos ago, I was talking about this horned owl that had been hanging around my neighbor's house and my house, and I was talking to it, and I asked it to leave me a feather one day. Well, last night I was out at sunset, and I took my diabetic cat outside in the backyard because I go out there with him. But he can't run very fast and he can't jump, so I know he can't get away. But I went out there to get him from under a bush, and as I'm walking back, I find in the grass a feather. I'm always finding I get feathers when I ask for them. So I knew it was too big for a quail because we have lots of quail, but so I got online and I did some image searches, and of course it wasn't a quail, and I looked up the horned owl, and there it was, same exact feather. So it's like their tummy feathers, possibly, with the fluff. So he left me, or she left me, a feather, and I'm so grateful. I'm just so grateful. I'm so ecstatic, and that's gonna go someplace special. So yeah, if you call upon your higher self, and you call upon the universe, and you go with the flow, and you ask for things, you will receive it. You do. For those people who like stones, I wanted to show you what I got the other day. So this is called Trollobite, and it's like a teal turquoise with gray and like an indigo blue. It's the flame cut, so it's supposed to help with your throat, third eye, and crown chakra. So I love it. It's just so beautiful. And then I have this, which is also the selenite, which I had a big chunk of in another video, but it wasn't as shiny as this. And it's got the dual point, and I got a set of two because it looks like a feather. Does it not look like a feather? It's so beautiful. So I slept with those next to my bed last night, and I had a dream that I was around a bunch of people, and they were all Native Americans, and one of them was my friend, and she had a letter with her, but they were all, they were giving them property. They were giving each individual their own piece of land, their own property. And my friend, I was trying to tell these other people, like, she's not lying, like, this is her letter, it's true. And she had this letter, she's like, I have this letter, and this is my piece of property, blah, 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 you know. And I was holding a child with me, so it was really weird, but it was very, yeah, like parallel life or something. So I don't know if that'll come true. Like, I don't know when things change that maybe the Native Americans will, I don't know if they want out of their reservations, or, you know, maybe all of us need to be given a piece of land to be able to live off of, you know, to grow our own gardens and animals, and maybe, you know, even build our own little businesses on there. So it'd be interesting if that comes to pass. But anyway, and then I had a transmission a week ago. It said pay no taxes. So if you've watched my videos, I get these little transmissions every now and then, and it says things, you know, like those that do not see will see. And yeah, my last one was pay no taxes, and I was like, what does that exactly mean? Like, I know we're not really, if everyone just stopped paying their taxes, what could they do? What could they really do? So I don't know. If that'll come to pass or not, I don't know what that means yet. But today I'm going to read for you out of this book called Our Universal Journey by George Kavasillas. I saw him. He's from Australia. He's wonderful. He was a big part of my awakening, and when I was going through my dark night of the soul. And so he was at the Assetti Ranch in Trout Lake, Washington with James Gilliland, and they had a whole conference weekend. And at the time I was working at Pier 1, my daughter was 5. She had just turned 17, but when she was 5, and I told my husband, I said, I'm going for the weekend. I don't care what you say. I'm going. So I found a lady online through their blog, Janice, and she said, you can share a tent with me if you want. Just meet me there. And I was like, sweet. So I packed my car and I drove 6.5 hours by myself, which I'd never done before, and went to this conference for 4 days, and I had such a wonderful experience. And I got to experience the black helicopters at like 1 o'clock in the morning, buzzing above their property as they always do. I got to experience seeing UFOs. I got to see the portal on the mountain. I got to see fairies. I met a lot of really nice people who had all been going through their own, you know, situation of getting divorces, losing jobs, losing their house, losing everything. Their dark night of the soul too. And it was such a family. Like, the energy, the frequency was really good. And Sunday I had to go home, and I just didn't want to. I cried. I cried all the way home. I didn't want to leave. But anyway, everything he talked about then is coming true now, about the things in the public arena. So I just wanted to read you some stuff from his book, and it really pertains to what's going on today. So he says, There is a tsunami of universal energy headed this way from the center of the galaxy, and at the moment we are experiencing the first little trickles. This tsunami of energy is like the blood and nutrients being sent down the umbilical cord to the child in the womb that is about to be born. It is the same principle as our galactic mother sending this energy to facilitate, nurture, and sustain us, her children. Through this birthing process, there are those of us who are hearing the call, just like in the early stages of the road to compression. We are consciously tuning into that energy as we feel it coming to the fore from deep within our core. It says, next one is decision time. Listen to this. The chess pieces are being cunningly maneuvered into position, and as a result, many dramas are currently being played out behind the scenes. And if you follow that board, letter 17, this is exactly what's going on right now. These dramas pertain to the extraterrestrial and interdimensional races, interacting with the various secret militaries and secret societies for the purpose of influence and preparations. Those interdimensional levies are holding on for all they are worth, but one day soon this will all spill into the public arena, as they are now. Very soon they are going to give, and what is to be played out will be extremely challenging in the way of discernment because we are now at graduation point. Yes, we are going home, you guys. Big changes coming. I know I have mentioned that there is ultimately no free will here because from the higher realms, the future has already happened. But for the sake of the ego and linear time, we live the illusion of free will, having choices to make. So if you can hold your center and integrity through this drama that is about to be played out on a global stage and not get lured into one of the domains of the synthetic universe, then you have what it takes. Now that we are at the crossroads, it is time to live the illusion of free will and decide which side of duality you wish to venture into, or like me, take the middle path. I am taking the middle path because I am in the process of bringing back all of my fragmented aspects of self to an integrated state of being. I am staying with my Mother Earth so that I may birth through her planetary womb. I don't want to go on a spaceship and be saved by the Galactic Federation of Light and other such groups, nor do I need to be saved by an angel of light or ascended master from a synthetic light realm. This would be returning to the cosmic paradigm from which I have already ventured. I have come here to birth into a new way of life, not to go back to the old 4D technologically based way of life and or synthetic light body. I am done with those paradigms. So yes, there are ships out there, and I know if you follow Yellow Rose for Texas, she talks about how many people will be going back to their family ark and they will be going home to their planets that they came from. I'm very skeptical. If you watched my first couple of videos, I talk about her videos that are not on YouTube anymore, and she talks about Federer and how anything with Federer or ELALIL in it has to do with the bloodkin of the evil ones, the Moloch, the snake reptilian races. So I would be wary about anything that is a galactic federation. I would probably go with if they were named an alliance or a council, more like it, but I'm wary of anything that has feder in it, like federal, anything federal. So I choose to stay with Mother Earth as well. The decision people will make is one they are going to have to live with. From the greater perspective of the higher self and eternal essence, the grand irony is it's a decision they were always going to make. Think of it like being a party, and then the parents come home and say you have to bring it to an end. Then the kids say, oh, but mom and dad, we're having such a good time. We don't want the party to end. This is what's happening here on Earth. Big Mama Earth and Big Papa Sun are saying it's time to end the party, folks. And there are a whole lot of beings that just don't want it to happen. They live in denial, persecute, and condemn. Some will kick and scream and throw tantrums and do everything possible to hang on to this reality. They are addicted to the control, the seduction, greed, torture, wars, and everything else that is going on here. They don't want their party to end. Isn't that what we're experiencing with the deep state? Yes. Whatever path you choose is the right one for you. If this information does not resonate and you feel it appropriate to board those ships, then that is the path for you. You can stay in the great arena, which is where we are now, and continue exploring and experiencing, and consequently go through the arduous process of reintegration or reincarnation. Ultimately, it does not really matter. It simply means that it is not time for you to achieve balance and leave the great arena. So again, if you follow Yellow Rose for Texas, she talks about the West Gate and the East Gate. So the people that have not spiritually grown enough will remain here, or possibly be sent to another Earth, a parallel Earth. They will go out the West Gate, and they will be well taken care of. And I think that's where all these new technologies will come in, the med beds, things like that, and they will have a good life. And those of us who are ascending and going home, and we won't need those technologies or money or anything, will be going out the East Gate. So the next thing I'm going to read, it says let go and just be. So I've talked about this before, is basically living in the now and living in the present. How do you do that when everything, there's so much going on? So he explains this really well. It says letting go is about non-attachment. To just be simply means being your authentic self. Okay, so you've made it this far in the book. I have dragged you through the trenches of reality, and now I would like to share with you about letting go. People say to me, George, you should be doing this and you have to do that because other spiritual concepts are saying you must do this and you must do that. You must dress like this and you must dress like that. Eat like this and don't eat like that. Pray meditate this way and pray meditate that way. Enough already. That's what I say. These are all old programs. Now all we need to do is allow ourselves to be. Let go of the doctrine. Let go of trying to force it. Let go of trying to make it happen, as challenging as it may appear to the egoic mind. This does not mean to become stagnant. To be means to flow. This way still requires a proactive approach. So being spontaneous, basically, yeah. Like, don't force yourself if you're like, oh my God, I have to meditate. Oh my God, I have to eat a salad today because I can't have a chicken sandwich. Like, no, just go with the flow. Don't force yourself because this person over here is saying, oh, you can't eat meat, you can't do this. Oh, you have to meditate this way or that way. You have to wear this. You have to. That's what he's saying, is that because we're all different, we're all unique, we're all special, okay? You do what feels good for you, okay? We're all different, so everything's going to work differently for each of us, right? So go with the flow and do whatever feels good for you. Don't force it, or it won't work. At first, because of the habitual nature of our egos, which are being influenced from the mind matrix wanting to control, we experience forms of guilt and perceive this new way of functioning as though it is a lazy approach, as though it is doing nothing and creates no sense of achievement and is perhaps even disempowering. Our egos have associated their existence through their other programs for eons of time. They have been conditioned to feel validated when functioning within a program. These programs influence the ego externally through our desires and through mental constructs. The ego has no idea what to do with itself if it is not functioning within a program. To use an analogy, it's like prisoners being set free after spending all their life in prison, and then once out of the routine programs of the prison environment, they have no idea how to function. They have forgotten how to be free. So too has our ego forgotten how to be free. But this way of functioning, when we say just be, is our ego being free from any such imprisoning programs. It is our ego now functioning under the influence from the heart and therefore realigning itself with the greater essence of self or soul. The influences are now internal and no longer external. This concept is the golden key to enlightenment. It is a switch. Then the way you function and move through life is with more synchronicity and fewer extremes of ups and downs. For those into sacred geometry, it is the path of the Fibonacci sequence. This is how the symbol of the heart was created. This is what is going within means and how we access the kingdoms of heaven within. Everyone will be experiencing going within their heart in their own way. I have shared with you the basic process in the most simplistic way I know how, but the rest is up to you. This explanation may seem too basic and simple to some, but the key is it does not need to be any more complicated than this. It is known as the good old KISS method. Keep it simple. I know this makes you feel it is now just up to you, but the reality is it is your life. This is about you. It is your spirit and it is your soul and is therefore your responsibility. If you want to continue the program of subservience to another entity, then that is entirely your choice. If you, for example, you want to be adorned with the light from deity you worship, or praying to an angel or saint, or using an ascended master's light to do it for you, then this will adorn you with false light guise. I know from personal experience that this eventually wears thin over time. This is about me, you, and everyone taking back responsibility for our own soul and therefore our own destiny. This is about taking back our power and reclaiming our sovereignty. So basically he's saying how, a lot of these new age practices want you to, imagine this color of light coming into you and radiating down throughout your whole body. We shouldn't have to do that. We have the flame of Christ within. We are our own gods and goddesses, and we are powerful, powerful beings. You are all powerful beings more than you know. That's why you are here right now at this time. So many beings chose not to come here. They didn't want to. They knew it was going to be hard. We were the ones here right now during this time to come down here and shine our light and speak our voice and be heard and go through this experience. And we are the bravest of the brave, and we are the strongest of the strong. That's why we're here. So you're not alone. There's many of us, even though we seem alone at times, but we have the power within us to bring out of us. We have all the colors within us we bring out. So the way I do it, when something triggers me or something, I want to really get out there to the whole world to try to wake people up, I just imagine this light right here in my heart, in my soul. And I just imagine it just lighting up, and I just blast it. I just blast it as far as I can to help touch everyone. So that's kind of what I do. Anyway, yeah, it's a little bit of my magic. It is time to once again become a free and sovereign spirit, because over eons of time, we have habitually been giving our power away. This transition at first leaves you feeling like you're left standing there naked and vulnerable. This is the transition from the herd mentality to once again being a free and sovereign spirit. Another side effect of this transition is the sense of feeling alone, because the middle path, the path towards center, becomes increasingly narrow. Letting go does not mean not caring. When one goes through a massive internal clean out, one is somewhat left with an empty shell, and so the foundation of self needs to go through a rebuilding process. When you are stripped bare of your old ego self, all your old beliefs and mindsets are no longer appropriate. You realize those old ways no longer work for you. They dragged you down and weighed heavily on your being. It hurts to be stripped bare of all the unnecessary programming. But where does it leave you? It leaves you feeling like there is no one else in the world but you. You feel alone, just as I did at that time of my realizations and awakening. Intentionally, I felt lonely even though I was in a relationship and had lots of family and friends around. But what soon emerged through the loneliness was a realization that at the same time I was being empowered from within. Your God source, creator source. It allowed my own inner strength to forge through and shine like a powerful torch in the night. If you can stay on track and follow that light, your own light from within, then you come to realize quite quickly that what you were looking for outside of yourself in all those programs was within you all along. By continuing to follow the subtle nudging in your heart, you realize that your level of trust within yourself grows. I came to realize that there is no doctrine or program outside of me that can give me this depth and strength of surety. In rediscovering my trust of self, I have also come to realize there is nothing outside of me that can give me that level of validation and purpose. You can redesign how you present to those around you. They sense your change of vibration, and many will fall away because they no longer resonate with you, which is what's happening to family and friends everywhere right now. Do not worry when this happens, because new people always come in who will be a vibrational match for your new level of awareness and emanation of authenticity. We need to let go and flow with the changes within us and the changes around us. The planet is changing, and so moving with those changes is crucial right now, as it is a symbiotic relationship. If one is destined to birth with our Mother Earth, then to try and hold on to the old ways, the old patterns, and the old energies, meaning the matrix, will only create more pain. And again, Yellow Rose for Texas speaks of those crossing over into going home. Nothing of the old can go through. The old financial system, the old education system, any of our systems that we have been taught throughout our life, none of that. It's old and it will not go through to the new world. So we're all going to be relearning a lot of stuff. The old ways will ask more and more of you, just as swimming against the current does. In fact, the matrix is no longer asking, but now demanding, as it attempts to assimilate you deeper into its spiridium. It is tiring and it is exhausting, and it will keep demanding more and more as it feeds off your energy until one day we come to the realization we are just not getting anywhere, and so we are only left with one choice: change. As the planetary changes increase, the dramas that ensue will want to draw you in. Step back, let go, and watch from a detached perspective, and know that they belong to others around you. Any negativity that is projected to you from another person is coming from within their world of pain. The circumstances are just the trigger for that pain to come to the surface and be exposed and released. Therefore, try to not get involved in their pain, and at the same time, do not allow yourself to be in their emotional punching bag by politely setting your boundaries. Stay true to your sovereign spirit and all will be well. This is occurring because the end of the road to compression was to be the meeting place, the place where our soul was to meet up with our traveling spirit. Birthing anew, the greater aspect of self that resides in the heart of the Earth Mother and the heart of our Father Sun is now activating the seed within. Remember the seed that is a fractal of the universe, which was first implanted into your soul when you first entered this universe. This is the seed that has been fed and nurtured by the wisdom gained from our experiences as we journeyed through this amazing universe. It is time for us to awaken into a free and sovereign spirit and birth as a universal creator of lights. This occurs symbiotically with our Earth Mother, for it is she who ventured down into the realms of matter in order to guide us back home into the realms of light. This is how our Mother Earth is giving birth to a whole new race of beings in this universe. When she becomes a being of light, so do we. So as I had my other video about the Earth becoming a star, turning into a star, we will do so as well. We will become beings of light, more etheric bodies. In my communications with our Earth Mother in the past few years, I have been asking her what she is going to look like when she awakens into a free and sovereign spirit. Raising her frequency means that she is entering the higher vibrational realities and therefore the realms of light, but not just a simple return to the realms of light. Our Mother Earth will be emanating a light that is the expression of the amalgamated frequencies of the entire planetary universal fractal, having achieved integration. And her light will be blended with all the light of the beings that have accomplished their intended outcome. Mastery of light. So consequently, as viewed from the lower domains, she will be looked upon as the body of light, which will be the most unique expression in all of creation. That's why this is going to be so special. The womb of the mother is the doorway out of the great arena, and the door that leads us back home. This road to compression has always been our journey home. However, the journey does not end there. Awakening to a free and sovereign spirit is not the final destination, but merely the beginning of the next phase in our soul's journey and the journey of our eternal essence. It really is just the beginning once again, because under the auspice of our eternal essence, we will then begin creating our own universe through the expression and construct of light, which we have now mastered. An aspect of self will remain for as long as it's required with the ascended Mother Earth, the living library of the universe. This will be the home base for traveling throughout the universe, fulfilling obligations and responsibilities that one has. Remember, we are the ambassadors for countless races of people, for we are the way showers. We, all of you watching this, you are the way showers. This aspect of us as a full expression of universal light will be returning to those who we left behind eons ago when we first embarked on this momentous journey called the road to compression. So we may present ourselves as a universal light being and say to them, we did it. So I love that book. There's so much good information in there. And just rereading that, because it's been many, many years since I've read that, and it just reinforces my positivity, and I know we're going to get through this. I know October's going to be hell, probably. Yeah, I'm just hoping by the end of the year, things will get solved and lots of new light will be shed upon a lot of things. Anyway, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. If you find this interesting, if you want to support my work, please, if you want, you can donate at the link below. You don't have to, but I would appreciate it. As like I said, I'm not working right now, but I may have to go back to work just to make my house payment. But anyway, thank you to all my subscribers. See, I can't talk today. There must be something in the air. Must be those sunflowers starting to come in. Anyway, yeah, thank you so much to all my people who watch me. Share my videos with people if you think they might benefit from this. I would appreciate it. If you have any questions, email me at the link below. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the week. I love you guys, and I'll have to work on my video for next week for you. So stay safe, hang in there, shine your light, and hold that line, because we're getting down to the nitty-gritty, and we got to get through this, because we're so close. We're so close, you guys. So I love you guys. You have a wonderful day. I love you. Bye.